What's up, Attack MMA? I'm your host, Zach Weicker, and today we got a very special guest. He's a professional fighter with a 15-6 record. He'll be fighting on UFC Fight Night on March 22nd in London against Jai Herbert. Please welcome Chris Padilla. Chris, how are you doing today?
Yeah, I'm doing pretty good. Yourself, man?
I'm doing good. And before we get into the fight, I kind of like to give the fans a quick just background on how you got into the sport. So go back to the start. How and when did you get into MMA?
I got into MMA shit. I would say, let me see, probably like 2000, shit, like 2009, 2008, 2009. Uh, uh, I watched Chris Leven fight, and after watching the Chris Leven fight and kind of following, I don't know if you remember Spike TV, but that's where all the UFC fights used to kind of just replay on. After watching that. And I accidentally stumbled across a gym flyer and never turned back since then.
Yeah. And obviously that was a while ago. So to see you've been on this long journey and to finally be in the UFC, how does that feel?
It's crazy, man. I was just talking about it earlier today, and it's cool because like when you're a kid, man, you kind of just like, oh, I can do that. You believe in all these the possibilities, and then you kind of mature, and then you get into your late 20s, and then you start going, can I still do that? Is it still worth it? All those things, man. And then uh I didn't think I was going to get an opportunity to get to UFC and try it out. And I'm here, so I'm blessed, man. I'm very grateful, and I take my job very serious. So I'm just good to be here, man.
Of course. And that next fight in the UFC is against Jai Herbert. So what do you know about your opponent and what do you like about his fighting style and strengths?
I think I really enjoy watching him move his feet, his defense. Like watching him bounce around. Most fighters are kind of I would say they're just kind of punching bags. They usually just kind of sit there and just take damage. I like that he actually tries to set his work up. I like that he moves around really well. I think he's a guy that when it comes down to it, we're going to compete a lot when it comes to footwork. But yeah, I know that he's fought some very good guys in the UFC. I don't think he has a finish in the UFC yet, but I know he definitely has some for Cage Warrior. So I know all around he's a tough guy, and he's done pretty well in the UFC. But it's I think he's good, but I think I'm a great fighter. So that's what I'm planning to do, is show him the difference.
Yeah. And of course, you mentioned he's good, but you're great. So where do you believe you stand out in this fight?
Well, it's pretty obvious for me personally. I think I can beat him anywhere. But if you look at him, his flaws have come across. His flaws have shown when he's had to fight hard fights, when he's had to kind of go through the gruelingness of it, or when he's been taken down. So those are going to be the obvious holes. But I can beat him anywhere. So.
Yeah. And you say you can beat him anywhere. Stylistically looking at this fight, how do you see it playing out? Or do you just see it going down any way you want it to?
Shit, it just depends what. For me, I feel like I'm a guy that I don't need a specific thing to happen. Like, if I take him down, would it be an easier fight? Of course. But do I need to take him down to beat him? No. That was kind of the conversation I had with Bisbee and Dominic Cruz for my last fight, where they're asking me like, where do I think I have a better chance of winning? The ground, of course, but it doesn't matter because last fight I finished them on the feet. So that's what I mean. I'm capable of beating them anywhere.
Yeah, and on your last fight and the previous fight, you were the betting underdog, and you stated that you kind of like being the underdog and motivates you. So how does it feel to also be the underdog in this fight?
Oh shit, I didn't even know that. That's I guess new to me. Again, doesn't matter. I think the best part of it for me is that just all my friends, family, all those people who like to bet on fights and stuff, their friends and stuff, they gamble, and shit. I've been a good return on investment. So uh, yeah. As far as like what media or whoever makes these wages, and whoever decides the odds and all that, it doesn't really matter to me, man. they know very little about fighting. They kind of just look at some numbers, then look at some other stuff, look at everyone's last fight, last two fights, and assume the most. So I'm already going through the rabbit hole. A lot of my friends sent me YouTube videos of guys on the internet disrespecting me, man. And I was like, God damn. And then you listen to him like, yeah, I watched like two of his old fights from 2014. I was like, damn, like you didn't even research. You out here selling people lies, man.
Yeah, and to be fair for this fight, it's closer to a pick 'em. I saw you at only a plus 108 compared to your previous fight where you're a plus 200. But you mentioned your family and you also mentioned the critics. So are you someone that would rather prove the believers right or prove the haters wrong?
To be honest, I feel like I would say I'm neither. I feel like at this point, bro, like I don't I don't I don't really care so much because and this is I love the people who believe in me and all that. Like that carries me a long way. But I've had to do this myself. You know what I'm saying? Like I had to win. I had to do those to step in. I had to get up and go train. Uh, Aside from my coaching staff, like the guys who believe in me, who really like are there for the groundwork. I'm just there to show what we've done, like what we've done hours on hours on hours in. Like if you want to bet your money on me, cool. If you don't, cool. You want to bet on the other guy? Cool. It won't phase me because if they win the money, I don't get the money. If they lose it, shit, that ain't in my pocket. So my job is to just do what I know I'm the best at, and that's
Mhm.
playing the game.
Yeah, and you mentioned the countless hours of training. So as a whole, how would you describe this training camp?
I've had the game plan to beat Jai Herbert, I think like 4 months before my Wrong Zoo fight. So it's been not a long cap, but it just when I looked at them and I looked at all the skills, the goods, the bads, and my goods and my bads, this cap really has been mostly just filling my weaknesses in, closing in on them a little bit, and just tighten up little things. But again, I could have fought Jai with the same game plan I fought Rong Zhu, and I could have fought Top with because they're 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 all this very similar style because they're all striking preference. They're all similar style. It's just Jai footwork is better than Rong Zhu's. Rong Zhu hits harder than Jai. I think he has a better wrestling defense than Jai. Top is a little bit of them both in the middle. So it's kind of like that's kind of how I look at it. So I've been ready for probably over 10 months already.
Yeah, and obviously you aren't the matchmaker, and you mentioned there the first three fights that you've gone against or will be going against are all strikers. So for following fights, are you looking to fight someone that's a grappler to face a different challenge, or do you like that to keep feeding you these strikers?
True. I would like to. I wouldn't mind fighting a grappler just because the king of the division right now is one of the best grapplers in the world. And my job, I will eventually have to face the top tier grapplers. So I would like that just for the sake of just shutting those down, seeing where I stand on those grounds with the highest level grapplers. But in my opinion, like my overall career, I've done better against grapplers than strikers. So I think this is kind of like one of those like I'm seeing my weaknesses every fight go, oh, okay, I'm better at that than I was, in the beginning. So again, I'll take it as it comes, but it would be cool to just again quiet all doubts because you see, I can offensively, I can deal with strikers, and I can grapple. So I want to show what I can do defensively. So it'll come when it comes, though.
For sure. And what makes this fight a little bit different is you'll be flying overseas to fight in England. So how excited are you for that?
I'm extremely excited, man. I'm excited in the sense of like not so much to like it's cool going over to other places, but for me it's more business than anything. But the way I see it is I'm invading, man. I'm the invading force. I like that feeling. I love the feeling of like I'm going to defeat you in front of all your people. And then whoever's next, I'll be standing right there. So Uh, this is going to be cool, man. I can't wait to just silence everything, and just get it out in like not dramatic fashion, but just dominant, very dominant,
Yeah, for sure. And it is an enemy's territory, as you mentioned. And that enemy's territory is London, where they have a very rowdy, very vibrant crowd. So your previous fights were in the Apex. So to go from the Apex to this vibrant, extravagant London crowd, how excited are you for that difference?
That's cool, man. I'm from LA, so that's I don't want to say light work because I definitely don't want to not disrespect the English crowd, but I'm used to that loud, rowdy, abrasive type of crowd. You know what I'm saying? So I've been booed, I've been cheered for. My crowd's almost fought their crowd, so like I already know what to expect. It's just I know I'm definitely gonna have more ops than not, so it's all good though. It is what it is.
And of course, you're going overseas to England, as we mentioned. But is there anything non-fight related that you plan on doing during your stay there?
Hmm. To be honest, I don't know. I love to eat. That's like my big thing. I don't know what food they're known for, but I really want to just get around and just try just the foods from just in that area. I know they have like Jamaican food. They have like Indian food. So like I want to really get out there and just eat as much as I can before I leave.
Yeah, for sure. And on eating, obviously, during the whole fight week, you're cutting weight, so you don't really get to eat exactly what you want. But right after you make weight, what's your go-to meal?
Yeah. Oh, like over here, what do I think is gonna be over there?
Just like normally, like what's your go-to meal after you make weight?
Go-to meal. Shit. Well, my one of my coaches, he makes sure that I eat a little bit healthier. But like okay, I'll tell you like my last title fight, bro. I think I had like 5 or 6 tacos. I had a torta, I had a burrito. So like it was bad. Like I have like an iron gut, so I ate it and fought the next day, and no problem. But my coach he wants me to eat a little bit more cleaner, so I just have like a steak, some veggies, like some rice, just to make him happy. But after the fight, I mean everything, bro. That's literally all I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna get out. Hopefully, I got some good food open up late at night, and I'm hitting everything.
You mentioned the 6 tacos there. Obviously, that's your nickname, Taco. So what was the inspiration behind the nickname?
Ah man, it was more of just me being just a crazy kid, bro. Just I know it's a funny name for like a crazy kid, but like just me and my friends, man, we were just uh the jackass kids. So it was just kind of like, oh, what's your nickname? What's my nickname? And then we all just had all our nicknames, and then uh it started to kind of just play itself out, man. It's sometimes you do these things, you don't know what they mean until later down. And the way I see taco, man, is you get any type, man. I bring all skills to the table. So just like you can eat anything in a taco, shit, I got any skill I need to get the job done.
Yeah, and on all skills in your last fight, you showed that you have those nasty elbows and probably one of the more gruesome doctor stoppages as of late. So I believe that was your first doctor stoppage in your career. So to see the doctor come in the octagon and stop the fight, what was your reaction?
Shit, man, I'm gonna tell you this. When I threw that kick, I know I hit him in the leg, and when he paused it, it's like this feeling of like when someone is calling the ref in the middle of a fight, it almost feels like, do you want to be here? You know what I'm saying? Like, what are you doing? We're fighting, dude. And if it did hit him in the cup, which I didn't feel a cup when I kicked, okay, fine. I'll give you that one. So when I hit him and I saw him point again, trying to get the referees like, oh, he poked me in the eye, right? Those two moments matched. And I was like, no offense to wrongs or anything, but kind of being a bitch, bro. So like that was like the first thought in my head. I was like, oh, he's bitching up. Okay, take my time. I don't even need to rush. I don't need to hurry up and just go after him. Like that eye, bro, is only going to get worse. It doesn't get better even if I don't hit him again, you know? And I was like, I just need to flick it. If I hit you with the jab, it's good. Like I could just imagine like the headache, the just the pain right in that eye. So I was like, oh yeah, take my time. I hit him with those few more elbows, and when the doctor called, I knew it was over. It's just, and if he did it, okay, I just make my highlight reel longer. That's how I felt about it personally. If we kept going, I would have taken his eye. I would have 1,000%. I would have that big knot. I would have popped it with another elbow. So thank God that they saved him because I wasn't.
Yeah, and kind of a way like a painter admires his work. Were you kind of like fascinated with the fact that you were able to turn someone eye to that? Were you kind of proud of that in a way?
Yes, I am because to there's a there's art to executing techniques that you've practiced over and over and over and over. Um, I said in something I posted was it wasn't the elbow that impressed me because I literally throw elbows so many times a day that like it didn't surprise me that I hit them. It didn't surprise me that the damage it did. What impressed me was my composure, my ability to go, oh, I hurt you really bad. I'm gonna take my time. The ability to hurt him, and then in the middle of the engagement, him trying to call the referee and me saying nope, elbow. Like I like being locked in. Like I like being present in the arena. So that I was able to stay present. I didn't like if you looked at his last fight, which good job, Wrong Zoo. You know you did really good. Beat Cody Steele. Uh, but in my opinion, that was a that was not a good performance in the sense of you hurt him. He should have been out in that first round, but you hurt him and you just blitzed him and wild out and end up getting hurt yourself. You know, like I don't like that sloppy. Uh, 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 it's like rush work. I don't like that rush work, man. I like when you take your time and you really show what you're trying to perform. So I'm happy I was able to perform it to the T. And I shadow boxed that elbow for so many hours leading into that moment. And to call it on the scale, it was just a perfect lineup, man. So like yeah, I'm just grateful I got a chance to perform at the highest level and uh perform high level techniques.
Yeah, and you mentioned you called the elbow, you're shadow boxing an elbow. Are you someone that believes in manifestation in a way?
I believe in it, man. I believe in when you want something, man, you even if you're not consciously aware of it, you do all these little habits that will slowly bring you to that goal. You know, like there's a video of me working with my coach right before we walked out, and we're working, I'm bouncing, I'm playing, and I throw the same elbow from the same position, the same spot, same everything. You know, so like whether it was a super conscious thing in the cage, which it was because I remember touching his hand like as soon as he comes out, I'm just smash him with that elbow. But I've already done all the little things to prep my brain for that. So yeah, I do believe I can. I have the ability to manifest it because I literally worked that hard, man.
Yeah. And I want to go a little bit outside the cage for a bit. And I know you have your own podcast where you talk about anime. So what got you into the podcasting realm?
Ah man, not really for me, not really wanting to do it because I'm kind of a just to myself type of person, man. I even like with the interviews, like I've been flooded with like offers for an interview, and I'm just like I'll do them, but I'm not like I don't feel like I don't need to. No, I just it's just not usually in my character. But my cousin, shout out to my cousin Goop, by the way, very this kid, he's that energy that brought me into the podcast world because he's probably like 4 or 5 years younger, so he's more into this era of like podcasts, social media and all that. And he was just like, "Hey man, I just saw this podcast. They like anime, and I know you like anime. Let's just get on and let's see what happens." and he matched me up, and then shout out to the Path Podcast, man. And I just met some dudes who literally we were same age bracket, but they grew up on the west side of my city, while I grew up more on the south side. And man, we just fucking hit it off, bro. They see anime how I see anime, and I see anime how they see it, you know. And yeah, it's just fun. And I'm a big ass anime nerd, bro. So it was just real easy for us to just be like, uh, uh, we just talk shit, bro, and enjoy anime, you know?
Yeah, and how did you fall in love with anime?
Ah, man. Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh, Naruto, Yu Yu Hakusho, Inuyasha. I guess for me, I didn't realize what anime was until I think I started watching Naruto, which was I was like watching Yu-Gi-Oh, Pokemon earlier, but when I watched Naruto and I realized like, oh, this is Japanese cartoons. And then you get on the internet, and I don't know how old you are, man, but the internet was wild, wild west, the slow wild west at that. And it was just like you'll get up, type in anime, and then you'll just see a whole list of names pop up. And you're just like, oh, this is like cartoons, but graphic. So you just like, oh shit, they're showing blood. Oh, people getting their head cut off. Oh shit, what's that? What's that? What's that? Oh shit, that character naked? And then you just go from there, bro.
And what would you say is your favorite anime of all time and your favorite anime that you're currently watching?
Yeah, favorite anime of all time. I want to say Naruto, but the one that used to keep me up, that I would like stay up to watch, was Inuyasha. That was my shit. It just I guess I didn't really know I'm like I enjoyed love story animes as much, but it's like it has that underneath like killing demons and shit like that. So I was like it just fit in perfect for my for I guess who I was as a kid. So I would say Inuyasha's probably my favorite of all time. And currently it's this anime called Blue Lock, bro. It's a soccer anime, and I'm ish on soccer. I used to like it a little bit more when I was younger, but bro, they talk about competing. You know, like that's like the biggest thing that Blue Lock talks about. It talks about like the philosophy, like what makes the best striker, what makes the number one athlete, and like what goes on in their mind, like what are they thinking, everything. And then they like how they just how I look at fighting. It's exactly how I look at fighting. These guys have these skills, and not only physical skills, but like some guys see themselves as fucking a tank, so they just believe they can walk. Like think of like guys like Rotang, right, from One FC. Rotang, it's not only his skills that make him that strong, but it's how he perceives himself, like the Iron Man. You know, so I feel like when guys come up with these nicknames, like that's like almost like your spirit animal or like what you see in yourself. You feel me?
Yeah.
So like I think that's what Blue Lock has right now that shows me like, oh, there's other people that see what I see and that can write about it, that can draw it and bring it into it's not like just talking about it, you can see it. And I love that, man, because it feel like it just teaches me more about myself. So yeah, Blue Lock, check it out.
Very nice. And my final question for you is, we're still early in the year 2025, so what's your goals for the remainder of the year, both inside and outside of the cage?
I want to fight 3 to 4 times this year. Shit, I think with my skill set and how good I'm getting, I can definitely be champion by 2027. I just believe where I am in my brain, where I'm at physically, where I'm willing to go to get what I want, I can definitely be champion by 2027. Outside the cage, man, uh, the biggest thing is just putting my family in a place where they can live uh comfortably, you know. I always say I want to retire in Mexico with the farm. Like that would be like a super cool goal for me, man. And you know, just come out here to, or in the United States to hang out, see people I know and things like that. But yeah, just really, really put my family in a place where they can just get away from the rat race a little bit. So that's like my ultimate goal alongside being champion.
Very nice. Chris, is there anything you want to plug, anything you want to shout out before you head out of here?
Shit, shout out to my team, man. CMMA, Jumpy Kickboxing. Shout out to my city, man. Gardena, California. Shout out to LA, man. Everybody on the West Coast. Just know I'm coming East Coast, so y'all better be ready because once I show up, I'm gonna plant my flag and I'm never going back.
Chris, it was more than a pleasure having you on. I wish you the best of luck in your upcoming fight. Folks, that'll be all for today. Until next time,
Thanks,
peace.